joining a midday check-in from Bite Down Boxing. Jump right into it. Um, I'm only talking about this because it's crazy and it's potentially dangerous, or I mean, it's off-putting, for boxing fans. And I struggle with how much we go through in the interest of attracting casuals and appealing to casuals, and ignore the diehards and the people who put money up for boxing across the year, across the months, year after year after year. And I just been listening to the stuff on radio right now on the Ak and Barak show, which is a great platform, and they're on daily. But I was listening, with the talks of Ryan Garcia fighting Pacquiao. I'm struggling with that one. I don't really I can't really get excited about that, no matter how you chop it up. And I also really struggle badly with Ryan, the constant mentioning of Ryan Garcia's social media following. I don't know if these people necessarily buy tickets. I don't know if they tap into the rest of boxing. I don't know if they buy a DAZN subscription for the month that Ryan Garcia is going to be on there. I don't know how long term those people are, so I can't get too excited if they even show up. I mean, because you sold 6,000 seats in Dallas against Luke Campbell. I mean, that's nice, but do they just come in to see you? Or do they hang around and pick up on anything else that's going on, and do they give boxing a real chance? But to hear Ak and Barak kind of justify and try to justify that Manny Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia is a good thing and is a big deal, I don't get that. And I know you get Ryan Garcia on the show regularly. You feel like if you get him on the show, that gets more ears on your platform. You can put the video on DAZN's YouTube channel. I get it. But I mean, for Manny to be sitting on that WBA belt at welterweight, and there's no move by the WBA to do anything about it. I mean, make the man have a fight, get a man a mandatory, make him fight you guys. I don't know, force his hand in some way. I don't really get it. But for Ak and Barak to sit around and mess with their credibility as boxing journalists or, whatever, boxing personalities, I don't get it. Now, in their defense, they did come out at the end of Monday's show. I'm gonna skip over the fact that they led the first half an hour on Conor McGregor, who's not a boxer. I understand he had a potential fight pending with Manny Pacquiao as well. I get that. But to just, to mess around with your credibility. Oh, what I was going to say was, they did come out and say that they didn't like the idea of an exhibition. They both did come out opposing that. So, I mean, I can't knock them too hard. But 2 and 3 days later to still be entertaining this fight, I can't rock with that. And then also today, they go with, this again is just bias and self-interest. But to say that Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis at lightweight, or a fight between them two, is better than Errol Spence Jr. versus Bud Crawford, and bigger than Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. I mean, come on, man. Come on, bruh. Like, seriously? I know you have a relationship with Ryan Garcia. Again, I know you have a relationship with Ryan Garcia. I know you have a relationship with Golden Boy. vis-a-vis what Golden Boy and DAZN. But you're just on here just saying anything to maintain a relationship or to push business. Even that just makes no sense. I don't care. We don't even know nothing about. We learned a little bit about Ryan Garcia with Luke Campbell. We don't even know anything about Gervonta Davis at lightweight. We don't know anything about Ryan Garcia facing a Gervonta Davis. So how do you sit here and say that that's a bigger fight? It may be more money. I'll give it to you on that level. It may be more. It's potentially more draw if you want to look into Gervonta Davis's ticket sales in Baltimore and Atlanta, and then down in Texas against Leo Santa Cruz. I understand if you're strictly chopping this up with that, but to say that Tank Davis is a bona fide pay-per-view stars, even by today's numbers, that just doesn't carry water for me. And then Ryan Garcia, I mean, to think that the Luke Campbell fight like catapults him into the #1 spot as a lightweight or as a draw in general, like I'm not buying that either. Like, you got to make people earn some of these accolades and earn some of this standing. You can't. Gervonta Davis brings Leo Santa Cruz up from featherweight and pummels the man and turns him into a knockout of the year. And then which we knew he was going to do. We knew that before the fight. And then he actually does it. And then we boost you up more. Like, the way that we reward people in covering boxing and talking about boxing is just lunacy, in my opinion. Damn. I mean, I'm just not that easy, I guess, to win over. But I mean, like I said, I understand that it may be easier to make Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, and that, you know, Mayweather and Golden Boy might want to put that together. And I thought it was a fight. I thought that fight is more can be made easier than Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. But there's no way that fight is bigger. There's no way that the lightweight fight is bigger than the welterweight fight. Like I said, I know that money I know the cost of Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford is a major barrier to that getting made. But there's no way in hell that you can tell me on fight night that those two fights are on the same level in terms of the skill that you're going to see, and in terms of probably what the outcome is going to be. You know, Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford have proven. They've given us tons of evidence to believe that fight is going to be way more compelling and way more intriguing, and we're going to see a lot more of everything that you want to see in boxing. We don't know what the hell we get with a 5'10" Ryan Garcia, flat-footed Ryan Garcia, looking to swing for the fence, and then a 5'3", 5'4" Gervonta Davis up at lightweight. I mean, we come on, bro. I mean, boxers spend more time trying to make like gimmick products and sideshow stuff than they do just making the real stuff. So, you know, I'm gonna stick to, you know, it's great news for a Boots Ennis and a Sergey Lipinets coming maybe early April. That's a dope fight. Virgil Ortiz Jr. against Maurice Hooker at the end of March or something. That's a great fight. That's good. That's good business. And it's meaningful, and that leads to something. But just to throw Gervonta Davis in here and Ryan Garcia in here just because they're two names who've done some good business. Okay, I guess if that's what you want to sell me, but you know, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis on pay-per-view, I said before that I would probably buy that, But not just off of that matchup alone. It would have to be a hell of an undercard. It would have to be a hell of an undercard around it for me to actually go in my pocket and pay for that. But I don't even use the word cap and the phrase cap, not because I refuse to. I don't go along with a lot of everyday stuff and what's popping, so to speak. But that's just too much cap for me, man. Too much capping for me to sit here and say that Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is bigger than Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford and Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. What world? What world? I mean, who the hell is trying to pay, in excess of $100 million to bring Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis to whatever country to make that happen? That's really not even the most intriguing. Hands down, Garcia and Tank Davis is not even the most intriguing fight at lightweight in its own division. How the hell is that more intriguing than Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury? The kowtowing and doing whatever for the home team, some of that's got to stop. The fact that we, I won't even go into that point of it, but I'm just blown away in like the village trying to raise up Ryan Garcia to save boxing, along the lines of thinking of Chris Mannix and saying that Ryan Garcia could possibly be the most influential or most important boxer of this century. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, seriously? I know you call his fight and everything, and you caught up in the moment that the man got off the canvas to knock out Luke Campbell, but damn, the most influential fighter of this century? I think good fights consistently being made is more important and more beneficial to boxing than Ryan Garcia being than a Garcia and Tank Davis fight. It's a good fight, and like I said, based on where we are right now and probably what's going to happen for boxing during this pandemic, if that was the only fight that could get made out of these 4 or 5 figures that are at lightweight, with Lopez, Haney, Garcia, and Gervonta Davis, who still has business at 130 possibly, if that's the one fight that could be made because the business people can get together and work it out, fine, I'm with it. But that wouldn't be my first. I would rather see Haney and Garcia before that. I would rather see Haney and Teofimo Lopez before that. So to sit here and act like that fight is just this juggernaut of a fight that would that would uplift all of boxing for 2021 is just that's just capping straight out. Hey, let me get on off of here, man. It was just a midday check-in. Let me get back in here and finish this work day. Have a phenomenal rest of the week. We'll get ready for Caleb Plant and Caleb Truax, Saturday night, the battle of the Calebs. I'm kind of hopeful that Truax can do something, being that Caleb's been a little inactive. Maybe he can do something early to make it interesting. But Caleb really rarely steps on the gas enough for me. So I don't know whether or not it really gets we get into some fireworks, or it gets physical, or it's some disdain there to where we see somebody get beat up. That's what I want to see. But the heavyweight fight with Michael Polite Coffee and Damani Rock, I saw Damani Rock, a picture of him on Instagram. He looks like he's in pretty decent shape, and that's an important fight. Heavyweight, the next 2 to 3 years at heavyweight is wide open, so it's some motivation there to make that a good showdown. And then Spencer and the Selden kid in the opener. We'll see what Spencer's been in the lab working on. And then the FS1 card with Rancis Barthélemy at the top of the prelim. I'm not so much. I don't have a lot of interest in that. But obviously a lot of pressure on Caleb Plant to come out and make a statement if he wants to try to position himself for Canelo Alvarez in September. So there is some motivation and something on the line besides just winning that fight. He is fighting for his next fight in a way. So maybe with that out there, he beats Truax up. It's crazy that, and no disrespect to Truax, but sometimes the rankings are a little crazy, and it's a little weird to see this many months later that Truax is still a top 3, top 2 super middleweight. But that's just an indictment or indicative of how super middleweight has kind of become less intriguing the last 2 years, in all honesty. It seemed like for a while it was jam-packed, but right now, I mean, the big thing is Canelo's in the division. So with him coming there, that brings a spotlight to the division. Some people got to get in their bag and try to, position themselves for a fight. So maybe it's a resurgence for 168, but I don't know. Let me get on out of here, man. Have a great day. Peace.